Hello, sixth graders. In our last health lesson, you made posters to help other young people know how to ride safely in a car or how to use the internet safely. I loved seeing you and your poster. Please don't throw them out. Remember, advocacy is an important responsibility. It is one way that we can make a difference in the world. We can promote positive behaviors and influence others to act in positive ways. Some suggestions that I have for what you can do with your poster include sharing it on social media. And if you don't have any social media, you could have an older sibling share it or a parent share it. You could also share your poster with siblings and family members. And you can hold on to it until a later time when you can hang it up somewhere. All right. So today I'm going to be advocating. I will be advocating for you to take action, if you need to stay safe from inappropriate touch. First, let's talk about appropriate touch. Touching one another is one way we can comfort and care for one another. When people care about each other, touching is natural and positive. It's important that we enjoy good types of touch with people we care about. What are some examples of positive, caring touch? Well, hugs, kisses from parents, pats on the back, cuddles, touches on the arm or shoulder, and gentle tickles. Most adults care a lot about young people and want to help them feel loved and safe. Appropriate touch is one way to communicate the love and caring that they feel. However, some people are unkind. They may do things that are not good for young people, like hurting or touching them in a harmful or inappropriate way. Sometimes inappropriate touch is clearly harmful, like hitting or slapping. Sometimes it might be a hug that just feels too tight or tickling that won't stop. Other times you may feel uncomfortable about how someone is touching you, but you may not know why. The other person might say it's okay, but it still doesn't feel right to you. It might be that a person is caressing someone's body who doesn't want to be touched in that way. It may be touching a person's private body parts, the parts covered by a swimsuit. It might be asking or forcing someone to touch their private body parts. All of these are examples of inappropriate touch. No one should touch your private parts except for a doctor or a nurse who is helping you while a parent or a guardian is in the room. Parents and other caring adults might help you take care of your body if there is something that you can't do for yourself. Each of us has personal boundaries. Some people like to be touched in a caring way. They like to hold hands with friends and family members or put their arms around one another. Other people don't like to be so close to others. They feel uncomfortable if they are in crowds and people are standing too close to them. It's different for each person. What is the same for each of us is the importance of respecting one another's boundaries. If someone doesn't like to be touched, don't make him or her uncomfortable by hugging or putting your arm on his or her shoulder. It doesn't mean that the person doesn't like you or doesn't want to be your friend. He or she just has different boundaries than you do. Inappropriate touching is wrong and an example of one way a person does not respect your personal boundaries. Your feelings can help you stay safe. How might you feel if you were in a dangerous situation or in danger? Possibly bad, sick, scared. You might get clammy or sweaty. You could get a stomach ache or your heart could begin to race. If you feel like this around someone who gets too close to you or touches you, trust your feelings. Avoid being alone with this person if you can. If you can't get away from someone who starts touching you in an inappropriate way, loudly say, "No, I don't like that." Tell him or her you don't want to be touched. Keep saying no and trying to get away. Once you get away, tell an adult what happened. Keep telling until someone helps you. You may have learned at another time what to do if inappropriate touch occurs. Say no loudly. Yell if you have to. Get away quickly and tell a trusted adult what happened. Keep telling until you get help. If inappropriate touching occurs, make sure to write down the date, the time, the situation, and exactly what happened. Tell someone or call a helpline. These are 2 national helplines. There is always a way to get help. We often think that adults who hurt children are strangers. Sometimes strangers do hurt children. However, often an adult who touches a child in a bad way is someone the child knows, such as a neighbor or a family member. Remember that if someone touches you in a way that feels bad or uncomfortable, it is never your fault. Let's talk about how to prevent abduction. Abduction is when someone is taken away by force or deception. Here are some tips to avoid having this happen. Please feel free to read them along with me. Never get into a car with someone you don't know or trust, no matter what he or she says. Don't play in an empty playground, parks, or woods. Stay with a parent, a trusted adult, or a buddy when you're in public. If you get lost or separated, ask someone for help. Look for a family with children or someone like a police officer, security guard, or a store worker. If someone tries to grab you, yell as loud as you can, "No, I don't want you. I don't know you. Let me go." Or you might say, "No, you aren't my mother or father." Kick or punch them as hard as you can and run toward where other people will be. If someone does get you into his or her car, don't put on your seatbelt. Keep making as much noise as you can. Notice how to unlock the door if the person locked it. Be ready to jump out of the car when the car has to stop. For example, at a traffic light, yell, "Help! This person is hurting me." Remember, if you can't get away, it isn't your fault. You tried your best. If something bad happens, it's important to tell a trusted adult as soon as you can afterward. If you see another child being forced to get into a car, you can help. While running away, you can yell to try to get help and tell a trusted adult as soon as you can. Try to remember the color and the type of car. Each of you know some adult who cares deeply about you. They would like to help you if you needed help with a problem like the ones we've discussed today. I want you to think of those adults, who those adults are in your life. Please remember, I am always one of those adults that you can trust and feel comfortable to come to. Remember that if one adult isn't able to help you with the problem, keep telling other adults until someone gives you the help you need. Asking for help sounds easy, but it might not be as easy in real life. In the movies, each scene has an opening line that gets the scene going. Imagine you're going to ask me for help. The situation you want help with involves someone who has been hanging around your neighborhood, sort of staring at you. You don't know this person, and he or she is older. Yesterday, he or she tried to talk you into going for a walk with him or her. Your homework questions, one of your homework questions, I'd like you to respond to how or what your opening line would be if you were in this situation. So again, you're going to ask me for help, and I want you to come up with an opening line. The situation you want help with involves someone who has been hanging around your neighborhood, sort of staring at you. You don't know the person, and he or she is older. Yesterday, he or she tried to talk you into going for a walk with him or her. When you're going to talk with someone about something important, be sure to find a time when the person isn't distracted and can listen carefully. So, to summarize what we've talked about today, inappropriate touch is not right and should stop. The only way to stop it is to report it and get help. Now you know how to do this. you can be a part of stopping this problem. Remember that if someone does touch you in a way that bothers you, it is not your fault. I am also going to attach some other information for you to take home. To share with your family. So you can see those in the additional emails or the additional attachments. Most of the time, you won't run into situations like the ones that we've talked about today, but it's always good to be prepared so you know what to do in case something does happen. So this is the last lesson in our safety unit. We have covered a lot of safety topics in our unit. Just want to remind you of the different topics we've discussed. We've talked about passenger safety, safety in public places, safety around weapons, crisis procedures at school, internet safety, and personal safety. Your assignment that goes along with this video is to respond to the questions in the email. All of the answers to those questions come from this video. Thank you.